Welcome aspirants, welcome to SRIRAM IAS. My name is Saurabh. In this series of Geography Explained, where we are going to explain important topics of the geography under 20 minutes. So in this first lecture, I'm going to talk about the solar system, which we are studying since we were in our schools. Solar system, which the name is derived from the sols, and that is the sun. Sun, the star, which is the heart of our existence as of now, is after which the system has been named. Now, this system, our solar system, which is 4.6 billion years old, which is built after the Big Bang, which took place around 13.7 billion years ago. There are billions of galaxies in our universe, trillions of stars in our universe, trillions and trillions of planets in our universe, in which in our little solar system compared to the universe scale and size, we are located into the Orion arm of our galaxy, which is named as the Milky Way galaxy. Here, our system at the outer side of this galaxy is located into this Orion arm. There are many types of arms which the scientists have described, in which the Orion arm is where our solar system is located. Now, the solar system is named after the sun, a star which is at the heart of our existence. So our sun, this sun of our solar system, is 4.6 billion year old. That much age it has. It has many layers. At the core, you have hydrogen and helium. Around 74% of Earth's entire structure is made of hydrogen. Around 24% is helium. Rest is heavy metals. So at the core, you have a very high temperature core which is located inside this स्टार. उसके ऊपर एक रेडिएटिव जोन है, उसके ऊपर एक कन्वेक्टिव जोन है, लेयर है, एंड देन यू हैव द एटमॉस्फेयर ऑफ द सन, इन विच यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड ऑफ फोटोस्फेयर, which is very important. Corona is very important. For as we now know, the entire sun's influence on Earth's climate, Earth's atmosphere, our magnetic field, our weather systems is phenomenal. As much as so that without the sun, the entire existence for us, those who are living in this tiny space called our solar system, will be impossible. तो जो सोलर विंड्स हैं, जो हॉटस्पॉट हैं सरफेस में सन के, देयर आर मेनी एरियाज वेयर द टेम्परेचर रिलेटिवली इज कूलर बिकॉज ऑफ द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, उसको हम हॉटस्पॉट बोलते हैं. सोलर विंड्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर आवर कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम्स, for which UPSC always obviously have a keen interest on. Aditya L1 mission has been launched from India's side to study the sun's outer layer, जहां पे ये कोरोना और फोटोस्फेयर लोकेटेड है. तो बहुत ही क्रिटिकल सोलर सिस्टम में this individual star has that importance. Now, for planets, after the studying the big boss as if of the solar system, we have the types of planets, variety of planets we have. There are total 8 planets. इनमें से 4 एक कैटेगरी में आते हैं जिन्हें हम बोलते हैं inner planets. They are called inner planets, in which we have Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. One by one, we will be looking into these planets and we will see what they are capable of, what they are made of. The first planet which is nearest to the sun is Mercury. Only 88 days इसको लगते हैं और जो sun है उसको revolve होने में. Now, before I explain Mercury, you should know the definition of the planet, which is very critical. Planet, the word itself came from Greek word planet, which means wanderer. So here these planets are wanderers, nothing but wanderers. In this case, Mercury only takes 88 days to revolve around the sun. तो planet की 3 conditions होती हैं होने की. पहला, it should have gravity enough to make it spherical, जो वो है spherical होना चाहिए shape. दूसरा, it should revolve around a sun or a star, that's in our case our sun. और तीसरा, it should be big enough and gravity big enough that no other object of similar size should be in its orbit. ये 3 conditions होती हैं. Mercury, even though it's very small, fits into all 3. Nearest to the sun surface, and that is why यहाँ जो light है, it is 9 times brighter than what we see in sunlight in the morning, for example. Temperature during the day can take you up to 550 degrees centigrade. At night, because there is no atmosphere, the temperature will dip around 170 degrees centigrade. There is no possibility of life, as we know, can exist in Mercury because of its very closeness to Sun. तो मरकरी के बारे में जो इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट है वो ये है. द सेकेंड प्लैनेट इज वीनस, विच इज कॉल्ड द इविल ट्विन ऑफ आवर अर्थ, क्योंकि इसकी जो रेडियस है, इसका जो साइज है, सिमिलरली बहुत ही स्ट्राइकिंग सिमिलर है ये अर्थ के साथ. इट इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द ब्राइटेस्ट ऑब्जेक्ट्स इन द स्काई आफ्टर सन एंड मून. वीनस इज ऑल्सो वेरी हॉट. चूंकि मरकरी सबसे नजदीक है सन के, सो आवर माइंड automatically tells us that it could be the hottest planet. No, Venus is the hottest planet. Why? Because the atmosphere is very very dense here. उसकी वजह से जो ग्रीन हाउस इफेक्ट है बहुत ही मैसिव होता है, और सारे प्लैनेट्स में, टोटल 8 प्लैनेट्स में, ये प्लैनेट सबसे ज्यादा वार्म होता है. देयर इज नो पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ लाइफ इन दिस प्लैनेट बिकॉज ऑफ द हायर टेम्परेचर्स. तीसरा जो प्लैनेट है नियरेस्ट टू अर्थ इज कॉल्ड, यस, अर्थ इटसेल्फ. अर्थ, if you see all the English name of the planets, only Earth is the name which is not taken from any Greek word. ये इंग्लिश से आया है, 1000 साल पुराना ये वर्ड है. इन इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस वी नो इट फ्रॉम पृथ्वी, फॉर एग्जांपल द संस्कृत रूट इज पृथ्वी, द ग्राउंड इन ए वे. सो यहां से ही ऐसे ही अर्थ निकल के आया है. द ओनली प्लैनेट वेयर कॉन्शियस लाइफ एग्जिस्ट, डाइवर्सिटी एग्जिस्ट, बिकॉज परफेक्ट कंडीशंस एग्जिस्ट हियर. Water is available here. It is made of, yes, stone and metals. Multiple layers exist. जो शुरुआत होती है लिक्विड कोर से, उसके ऊपर आउटर कोर है आयरन एंड निकल की, उसके ऊपर यू हैव द मैंटल एंड देन यू हैव द क्रस्ट. सो हियर इन दिस ब्लू प्लैनेट वी लिव टुगेदर. नेक्स्ट प्लैनेट इज, which is fourth in line, is Mars. This is the planet which is the most suitable for what? Existence of life, because now we have enough evidence to know कि यहाँ पे volcanoes भी हैं, यहाँ पे dried up rivers भी हैं मार्स के अंदर, and temperature and pressure conditions are also almost nearby our Earth. It means that it can support life. The planet which is very keenly observed and investigated by these days private companies as well, like Elon Musk keeps saying that we will colonize Mars in the future. They don't, so they say that they will colonize Venus or Mercury. But they want to colonize the Mars. India's MOM mission has been sent in 2014. उसने इंसर्ट किया अपने आप को इसकी ऑर्बिट में, मार्स ऑर्बिटर मिशन, MOM मिशन जिसे हम कहते हैं. सो वाटर हैज बीन देयर इन मार्स एज पर द इन्वेस्टिगेशन बाय द साइंटिफिक कम्युनिटी. इसके बाद प्लैनेट्स में अगर हम बात करें, वी हैव द गैस जाइंट्स एंड द आइस जाइंट्स. गैस जाइंट्स लाइक जुपिटर एंड Saturn, and the ice giants like Uranus and Neptune. Remember, these planets have not been known to the Western world. They have only been known to the Western world in the last few hundred years. For example, the Uranus, that planet, was known to them only in 17th century. The Neptune was known only in 18th century. It's a separate matter that Indian astronomers have always known that there exist 9 planets. Now, we will see them one by one, but before, one more critical aspects comes into the mind, and that is the asteroid belt. ये belt जो है, which is very very critical for our solar system, because 1.4 million asteroids exist in our solar system. 4,000 comets exist in our solar system, and they are mostly located between Mars and Jupiter in a belt which is known as the asteroid belt. ये बहुत ही important एक aspect है मार्स और जुपिटर के बीच में, which will become, its importance will become known to you after we look into that topic. So now the outer planets start. The first is Jupiter, the biggest. If it is could have been a shallow system, more than 1000 Earths would have been submerged into it. यहाँ पे कोई भी surface नहीं है. There is no surface in Jupiter. It is made of massive gas clouds that you see, the layers that you can see. These are the storms. This reddish area, it's in a storm which has been raging since hundreds and hundreds of years on Jupiter's atmosphere. Atmosphere में है क्या? Hydrogen है और helium. ये है ammonia है mostly. So this is what is located, and gas giant है. If you send a spacecraft into it, it cannot land anywhere because it is totally made of gas, and so huge in size. This is also the first planet which was formed after our solar system emerged. तो ओल्डेस्ट प्लैनेट जो है वो हमारा जुपिटर है, बिगेस्ट प्लैनेट जो है वो जुपिटर है, पहला प्लैनेट हमारे सोलर सिस्टम का जुपिटर है। बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट, इट हैज वैरायटी ऑफ मून्स, वेरी फेमस एंड बिग वंस आल्सो, द जुपिटर। उसके बाद आता है द नेपच्यून, द सैटर्न, which is also a very important and beautiful planet. It has beautiful rings. Saturn is not the only planet with rings. There are 4 planets and one at least asteroid which has rings, जिनमें से हम गैस और आइस जाइंट्स के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। तो जुपिटर, सैटर्न, नेपच्यून एंड यूरेनस, ये चारों के पास रिंग्स हैं, लेकिन जुपिटर की रिंग्स थोड़ी हल्की फेडेड हैं कंपेयर टू Saturn, and that is why Saturn की rings has always been known to us because they have been visible. So Saturn is also made of hydrogen and helium. यहाँ पे जो डे होता है अराउंड 10 आवर का होता है, जुपिटर में 9.9 आवर का होता है। इतनी तेजी से ये रिवॉल्व करते हैं अपने ही एक्सिस पे। एंड दिस that you can see the rings, these are primarily 3 important rings, A, B and C, and there are minor rings like D, E, F and G. These are the rings names which has been given to them. और rings में है क्या? These are ice crystals, dust, which is being revolving around this planet because of its huge gravity. There might have been a moon which collapsed into it, got destroyed because of the gravitational pull, और उसका जो debris है वो उसकी चारों तरफ because of the gravity is moving. बहुत ही critical है Saturn भी, as per international organizations relevant in this case, more than 145 moons of this planet has been identified. उसके बाद है the Uranus, which has only been known to us in the 17th century in the Western world, and this is again ice giant जिसे हम बोलते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा कोई ice यहाँ पे the way we know it exists here, the temperatures are very high here, and जो icy materials हैं, that is water, ammonia, ये high temperature conditions में यहाँ पे मिलते हैं। इसकी भी कोई surface नहीं है। If you send an aircraft to it, through it, it cannot land anywhere. And it is so far away from sun, यहाँ पे जो इनका आफ्टरनून जो होगा, it will be like our early morning. Twilight जो phase होता है light का, वो यहाँ पे दिखाई देगा. The color is because of what is present inside. Uranus, rings इसके पास भी हैं. And then we have the Neptune, only discovered in 18th century. Neptune also is a very huge ice giant. यहाँ पे भी वही हमें चीजें मिलती हैं, water, ammonia, hydrogen, helium. It is there in the Neptune. Again, it also has rings. Rings इसके पास भी हैं. These are the 8 planets. Now comes the moons of the planets. जो important moons हैं, जैसे Saturn के जो moons हैं, जैसे Phoebes वगैरह हो गए, जो Jupiter के हैं, यूरोपा हो गया, Ganymede हो गया, कैलिटो हो गया, लो हो गया, and then Mars moons like Phobos and Deimos, और बाकी hundreds and hundreds of moons are there. You cannot remember all of them, but only the famous ones you should know and remember. Now we comes to the dwarf planet. Dwarf planet इन्हें हम कहते हैं. They do not fit into the 3-point definition that I have given to you earlier. तो इनको हम dwarf planet कहते हैं. जैसे Ceres, the only, it's an asteroid which is found in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, the only object on our solar system apart from our Earth which have water. It has water. इसको लेके यूपीएससी ने प्रीलिम्स में एक बार सवाल भी पूछा हुआ है. That important it is. And इसका जो साइज है, इट्स वेरी स्मॉलर कंपेयर टू आवर अर्थ, बट स्टिल द पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ लाइफ इज देयर. द साइंटिस्ट एस्टिमेट कि बिकॉज ऑफ द वाटर प्रेजेंस यहाँ पे बैक्टीरिया हो सकता है प्रेजेंट हो. That is a possibility. So dwarf planet Ceres has always been in the news. Then we have this important belt before we jump into others, like Kuiper belt. This belt starts from Neptune and it is extend up to beyond the areas. Pluto के आप आसपास देख सकते हो इसको. इसको हम बोलते हैं क्यूपर बेल्ट. जैसे वो एस्टेरॉइड बेल्ट थी, ऐसे ही ये क्यूपर बेल्ट है. इस बेल्ट में मौजूद है प्लूटो. प्लूटो विच वाज नोन एज प्लैनेट टिल ईयर 2006. बाद में और ज्यादा साइंटिफिक एविडेंस निकल के आया और बाद में इसको डिमोट कर दिया गया, एंड नाउ इट इज सिंपली ए डॉर्फ प्लैनेट. देन यू हैव Haumea as a dwarf planet. These planets, you should only just know the names, which are very important, like Makemake, like Eros, which is also a dwarf planet. So the names, there are 5 dwarf planets and 8 proper planets, and the variety of belts that we have discussed, like asteroid belt and Kuiper belt. And there are some interesting facts about our solar system. Like 1.4 million asteroids More than 4,000 comets are there. Variety of structures are present. Variety of atmosphere are present. It is nothing but an extraordinary coincidence that life exists on our planet Earth. The solar system is very critical for UPSC and prelims and mains, and that is why this is something which we should be always looking into and analyzing. Thank you for giving me your time.